In this video, what we're going to do is look at variables. Okay, now variables are used in programming as a container. So think of it a little bit like a box, and you can put something in that box, and that box can contain, like, say, a number. It contains a number like an integer, which is a whole number, or could contain a string, some text. Right. So this is what's called a string. And you can have different ones. You could also have a floating point number, which would be a decimal point number. But what we're going to do is just use an integer. Okay. Now, if you look at my alien ship, what I've got in my game at the minute is that you can shoot and so on. I've got this asteroid floating around, and my alien ship fires a sort of bomb. I've called it a bomb. But if I destroy or kill my alien, what happens now is that I still get this bomb here firing, because essentially my alien ship is there, but it's just invisible. Okay, so if I look at the alien ship, you can see that. You can see that I've got a variable here called alien ship 01, and I'm changing that by 1 every time. And then if the alien ship is greater than 8, so that means I have to shoot the alien ship 8 times, essentially. I could change this to make it more if I wanted to make it more difficult. Then I'm repeating the 6 steps. Next costume, which is, of course, these costumes here, till it sort of explodes, because that explode sort of look. And then hides. So now my alien ship's invisible. So the problem I've got now is that this bomb keeps on working, keeps on doing what it's doing here. Now, the only time it hides is that if I'm touching the ship or I'm touching the edge. So what I want to do is add something to that. Now you can see here I've got this variable, as I say. So how do you make variables? Well, you just click on make variable. Now, the big problem that you might get with making variables is this concept is for all sprites, or for this sprite only. Now, when you make a variable, what you essentially want to do is probably to do it for all sprites, so that you can actually access this variable from other sprites. Okay, so this means for all sprites, this means that it's a global variable, you call this. So it's global, meaning that it can be accessed from any other part of your game, your program. And for this sprite only would mean it's a local variable, which means that you can only affect that variable, change that variable from the sprite that that variable is in. So if I had made it a local variable, I wouldn't be able to change it. So if you say, for example, in bomb here, you can see I've got it is a local variable. This alien ship 01, I can add stuff here like I've got here. But if I go to bomb, I've got no options. I can only make more variables, but I've got no options to use the variable that's in alien ship. So this is the problem. So what I'll do is I'm going to take this out, take all this stuff out, and just show you the process of doing this. So I'm going to delete, right click and delete that alien ship 01, and we'll make a new one. Right, so make a variable, and I'll just call it exactly the same, alien ship 01, and this time it's for all sprites, the default. So this is going to be a global variable. And then you can see I can do that here, and then if I go to bomb, you can see I've also got the options now to do that. Now this is a common mistake, that you accidentally make it a global variable, so make sure you don't do that. Or sorry, make it a local variable. Right, so I'm on my alien ship, and what I want to do is at the start of the game, I want to set alien ship to 0, and then here I want to change by 1. So basically, if touching laser 01, if the alien ship touches the laser, which is my laser 01, I'm changing the pixel effect, so this makes it look as like it's getting damaged as such, and then I'm changing alien ship by 1. Now, you can see that on the screen, I can see alien ship 01, and this is good for testing purposes, but later on you want to just tick that little tick box off so you don't see it, because this variable, we don't need to see it on the screen. But we'll leave it for the moment. And then what I could do is as well grab this one, and you can see what I'm doing is I'm saying whatever alien ship currently is. So at the minute, alien ship is 0. If alien ship is greater than 8, so it's 0. So if 0 is greater than 8, well, the answer is no. So that's a false value, so that means it won't do this. And then the program goes round again on this forever loop. Does all of this again. Is it touching the laser? Change by 1 if that's true. Otherwise, ask, is alien ship greater than 8? So it could be like alien ship is equal, this variable alien ship 1 is equal to 2, for example. So then that would not be greater, so it's a false, and then we go round again until you've been hit enough times. So let's just have a look at it working. We can see this up here. So whenever I press play, my alien ship's going to come in, and if I am firing on my alien ship, you can see the number. It's gone up to 2 at the minute, gone to 5, gone to 8, and bam, it's gone to 9, and it did this bit now. Right, so that triggered this variable. So now what we want to do is also that if, and we want to do exactly the same thing, if alien ship 1 is greater than 8, then we just make this bomb hide as well. So where do we put it? Well, we've already got an if here, so we might as well put it into this one. Okay, so just go to if, and then I'm just going to grab exactly the same thing. So if it's greater than, and get the looks, the hide one, and the variable alien ship. Okay, so instead of 50, of course, we want it to be down to 8. If it's greater than 8, hide. And then we can put that in here. Right, so let's test it out. See if this works. Right, so I've hit the alien ship several times now. Right, and then just wait for a couple of seconds. Has another bomb appeared? No, the answer is no. Right, okay, so it works. So that basically is how to do variables. Now you can imagine now that you know how to do a variable, you can make as many as you want in terms of these variables, and you can get them to do different things. And what's good about the variables is that you can see here that you can reset them, or you can say like set alien ship to 0. You can change by 1, you can change by -1. And then you got show and hide these variables. Well, that's just doing it where you can see them up at the top here. So once you're happy with the variable and it works fine, you can make it invisible so you don't see it. So whenever you're playing your game, it's working in the background. That variable is being incremented. That's what you say by 1. So whenever I'm shooting this alien ship, and it's incremented so that to be greater than 8, so it's gone up to at least 9. Could be 10 even. So if I do it here, yeah, it's just reaching 9, and that's it.